Why should people vote? It's because there is an enormous amount of power out there, of a very small amount of people who very much want to take this country over. They don't even make a secret of it. The political climate is completely about advertising. Advertising is just a business way of saying propaganda. Socialism is another one of those words that no longer has any specific meaning, and it's really mostly a word that just people rally around, either against it or for it. That's the thing that you see in our daily political level. It's primarily stupid people believing, I don't know where they got this belief, that they have a right to their stupidity. Reasoning is a tool. It is not an action. It is a tool of decision making, and the decision is a feeling. And if your feeling is greed, you can always find a rational reason to be greedy. If your feeling is that you want to steal something, you can always find a rational reason to steal it. See, the Republican Party is different than the Democratic Party, and that has to be made clear to people. They're not all the same. What I'm convinced they're attempting to do is get rid of the democracy altogether. The feeling of hatred is pleasing. It really is. The fact is, powerful as we are, we're not powerful enough to take over the world. There will be pushback. There will be a point there, if we really go too far, that we're going to find ourselves in military combat against those countries, and that's going to be the end of this country.
What the hell was that?
That was Professor Jan Arnold, and this is Word Smatter. In this first segment, I just basically wanted to introduce Jan and offer a smattering of what's to come.
Was there a pun in there?
I've been looking forward to this for a long time. Jan is an old friend of mine. Our conversations about politics get pretty intense sometimes. And I've been thinking that I wanted to share this highly charged, highly dramatic part of my life with the SRP audience, despite my original claim of not wanting to talk about famous politicians on this show. The stakes are too high, I think, not to name names. I started getting serious about the issues when I went broke in 2010. Relationships with childhood friends and family members ended badly because I lost all patience with their abiding ignorance on matters of life and death. I could no longer tolerate the intolerance of white Republican evangelicals. In other words, almost everyone I had ever known. And I became disgusted with my own ignorance. I had lived almost 50 years without knowing exactly what Reaganomics was, or what trickle-down meant, or the difference between supply-side and Keynesian economics, or what the Glass-Steagall Act was, and why its demise in the late 90s changed everything. I didn't know any of this stuff until it was too late.